Welcome to FIBA basketball on 2K Sports. Glad to have you along. There's always a high-intensity atmosphere in the group stage. I'm Brian Anderson. With me tonight, Grant Hill and Coach Stan Van Gundy. We'll see Brazil facing South Sudan. For these countries, it's their first game in this FIBA tournament. You want to get off on the right foot.
No doubt, BA. You get just 2 games in the group stage. So there's really 0 adjustment period in this phase of the competition.
You know, South Sudan had only played in 2 international tournaments prior to 2024.
Yeah, so they weren't on a lot of people's radar, but they burst onto the scene when just 10 days before the Paris Games, they came within 1 point of beating Team USA in a friendly. Suddenly, everybody said, whoa, this team can play.
Here's Santos. Ball covering. Down low. And it's going to be a 3-second call. About a minute played here so far in the first. Here's Boss. Pass to Gung from outside the arc. Gets his second attempt to go. Now he's 1 for 2.
Hey, good to get him going right away. I mean, those are the shots that really boost confidence.
Yeah, it's always nice to see him drop in a triple early in the game. That'll set him up for success the rest of the way.
Here's Barbosa after South Sudan's three-pointer on the other end. 5 on the clock. Santos good.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
Here's Kung. Pass to Boss. Nice ball movement by South Sudan. Here's Gabriel from behind the arc. First shot won't go. You know, one of the major differences in the FIBA games, the coaches get fewer timeouts.
Yeah, you have to be much more judicious with them. Can't burn too many early. There is a lot of letting players figure it out on their own, and that's tough on a coach.
Here's Boss, following the score by Brazil. Here's the 3. And it's Barbosa with a rebound. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. They set the screen. Pass to Diaz. Lets the 3 fly. Drops in the 3.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
South Sudan trails by 4. Boss, the pass to Gabriel. Here's Boss. Shot to stop the run. No good, and that makes him 0 for 3. Here's Santos. Pass to Diaz. Oh, he got him with a pump fake, but he couldn't finish. Diaz has gone 1 for 3 on the night. Here's Boss. Here's Gabriel. And he lobs it up top. Boy, left it right in the sweet spot with the lob. Nicely done.
Saw his teammate with a path to the rim, and boom, lobbed it up there beautifully.
Very smooth catch and finish. Here's Santos. And that one makes him 2 for 2. He's in his rhythm.
Just owning the painted area. If it's working, no need to change.
Boy, they'd love if anyone could get a bucket.
Yeah, their offense has been grinding to a halt.
This Brazilian national team traces its history all the way back to 1950.
Yeah, back to the first FIBA World Competition. Finished 4th. Brazil has been serious about basketball from the start. This is a team with a highly decorated history in FIBA play.
Diaz. And a miss there on the triple. South Sudan with the ball. Trailing by 2. Here's Gabriel. No points yet. There's a screen by Bull. From downtown. And he makes no mistake. Slam
that's why you don't give up on the glass.
Man, his efforts well rewarded right there.
Well, that's what he does. He makes an impact with his activity on the boards.
Here's Santos. Out to the right wing. Out of bounds. It'll be South Sudan's ball. Here's Kung. Pass to Malawach. Here's Gabriel. 6 to shoot. South Sudan needs to get off a shot here. Kung, no good. Kung's gone 1 for 3 from the field here. Here's Barbosa. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Barbosa's got his second basket on the night. Here's Malawach. And he throws it down. What a terrific lead pass.
That's just a great pass. Excellent vision to see the open spot in the defense and lead him to the score.
Out to the wing. Here's Santos. Blocked. And as it goes out of bounds, Brazil able to keep possession. It's time to take a glance again at that superb block.
Yeah, obviously he had the shot well anticipated, able to shut it down with authority.
Here's Santos. No made baskets yet. When it comes to international play, you hear a lot from NBA players about how different it is.
And it's not just about the rules. I mean, it's a much more physical game. I mean, the officials, they let them play.
To the inside. And he jams it home with authority.
Hey, when in doubt, run the defender off the screen.
And you know, with a result like that, we'll see them run it again.
Yeah, defensive breakdown there. Gotta communicate and switch that screen.
Brazil moving that ball around. Here's Santos. Ball covering. Shot clock at 5. Shoots. Santos can't get it to go.
When the defense is playing off you like that, you want to be able to convert. But that time, he just couldn't get it done.
Pass to Gabriel. And the sweet roll that time on the rim. That one falls.
He's a producer. It's part of their plan to get him as many touches as possible.
It's Dorte on the wing. Here's Barbosa. Ooh, he's looking comfortable now. 3 for 3. Barbosa's got a perfect 3 for 3 so far. Here's Gabriel. Outside goal. Six on the shot clock. And it's good for 2.
Well, the players will say, mouse in the house. Great job to use his size to expose the smaller defender inside.
Here's Duarte. Still no points. Pass to Santos. Fires the 3. Rebounded by Gabriel. South Sudan leading by 4. Here's Boss. Now here's Bowl. Here's Malawach. He's got 10. Oh, nice fake, but the layup's off the mark. Inside. And Barbosa gets it to go. Barbosa's got 8.
Getting enough shots in close to play inside out.
Here's Gabriel. Pass to Boss. Here's Malawach. Here's Gabriel. Here's Bowl. And finished off by Bowl.
The defense getting out-hustled on the putback. Can't let that happen.
And I can tell you from experience, these are the types of things that drive coaches crazy.
Here's Santos. Here's Diaz. South Sudan pulls it in. Malawich has got his 6th rebound on the night. To the paint. Tipped. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Nice one-handed jam. Simple and effective, B.A.
Hey, with the lead, I'm surprised he didn't come up with something a little more creative. Here's Santos. Over Bull. Rebounded by Malawich. Malawich has got rebound number 7 tonight. Pass to Gung. This one for 3. It's rebounded by Brazil. Now South Sudan moving it up. Here's Boss. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And South Sudan leads by 8.
Unselfish basketball. That's what coaches love to see.
And so it's South Sudan finishing the quarter with an 8-point lead. Just pounding the painted area. That's helped them build an advantage. We'll be right back. It's quarter 2 here in this group stage game at the FIBA tournament. Glad to have you back with us. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for South Sudan.
Well, I'm seeing that their second chance points are exactly what every coach wants to see. Hustling on the offensive glass to convert every possession they can.
And something else I've noticed is how they've been able to cause turnovers and take advantage of them on the offensive end, not wasting those extra chances at all.
Here's Rodriguez. And there's 2. Work on the glass, paying off that time.
As usual, terrific effort from him. Unwilling to let the possession go to waste.
Pass to Reith. It's picked off. To the right side. Here's Rodriguez. 3-pointer. And it's Tavares missing. South Sudan leading by 6. Here's Reith. The rebound by Tavares. And we played through the first minute here in the second. Here's Silva. And he buries his first look.
They're punishing those late defensive rotations, getting good looks inside throughout the half.
And so here is South Sudan. Pass to George. Isaac outside. Nice ball movement by South Sudan. Musa. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws.
First personal foul.
Hey, if you can't block it, sending him to the line can be the next best thing.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Taking 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. And so he hits both.
2-part equation. You have to be aggressive enough to get to the line, then talented enough to sink them.
Pass to Silva. Second quarter here, just over a minute and a half played. Here's Musa. An easy 2 on the layup. And South Sudan leads by 8.
Can't argue with a chance like that. Give me more of those.
Out to the right wing. To the middle. Oh, and he blocks it off the glass. Wow. It's George on the wing. Here's Jang. Yet to see a basket. Shot clock at 6. Here's Isaac. And he buries his first look.
Well, that's a smart pass in close quarter.
And Brazil calls timeout here. So both teams making some changes here. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. To the wing on the left. Here's Santos. Drills it from deep. Santos has got 7 points.
And for the defense, that is a heart-sinking moment when you see him that wide open from beyond the arc.
Brazil trails by 7. Pass to Tavares. Here's Santos. Bull covering with a 9-footer. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket is good, and he'll go to the line.
Well, look, he knows how much size he's given up in that matchup, so he has to create space to get his shot off.
Shooting 1.
And here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. Here's Boss. Isaac outside. Pass to Chang. Fades and shoots. It's rebounded by Brazil. Here's Silva. Here's Tavares. He's scoreless. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Here's Jang. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Pass to Boss. Beyond the arc. Gets the 3 to fall. Boss has got his second bucket on the night.
And that's on the defense, giving him a decent look. That's his shot.
Here's Santos. Takes a 3. Brazil again can't hit. South Sudan leading by 7. Jang passes to Gabriel. Tried to bank it in, but it misses. Now Brazil with it. Pass to Santos. There's a screen. That one doesn't drop. He's 4 for 10 from the field now. Santos has gotten just 4 of his 10 shots to fall here. Here's Boss. 5 points in the game. And here's Isaac. Sinks it from just inside the baseline. And now a 9-point South Sudan lead. Now Brazil with it. Here's Santos. No points so far. To the wing, right side. Here's Silva. Bounces high off the rim and drops.
Ooh, they're not making it easy on themselves. Tough shot.
Here's Jang. Puts up a 3. Santos pulls it in. Santos has got 6 rebounds now in the game. To the paint. Here's Tavares. South Sudan pulls it in. They've led by as much as 10. Here's Bull. And finished off by Bull.
Just great work cashing in on the fast break.
Well, converting on those transition opportunities is just so important.
Here's Santos. He's got 10. Diaz, that's good. Here's Gabriel. Over to the left wing. gets the bucket. Jang's got his first points of the night.
Terrific ball movement leading to the basket. You love to see it.
Over to the wing. Here's Santos. Bull covering. Santos can't get it to go.
That's not a bad shot at all. It just didn't go in. Sometimes the process is right, and you still get a bad result.
Boss, the pass to Bull. It's wide right, hits off the rim. Brazil trails by 8. Here's Santos. Pass to Diaz. To the left side wing. Here's Silva. Misses the 3. Here's Gabriel to the left wing. The shot. Dang, shot is off. Here's Silva. Here he goes. And it falls for him. He's hit 3 of his first 4 attempts. Here's Gabriel. Isaac outside. Pass to Gabriel. Back to Isaac. Here's Boss. Clock at 6. Fades away. That one a little long. Brazil trails by 6. Here's Santos. Over Bull. Here's Silva. No good with a layup. Here's Gabriel. Kicks it out to Isaac. Takes the 3. It's rebounded by Brazil. Tavares has got his 4th rebound in this one. Things just don't seem to be clicking for them offensively.
Yeah, they really need to find a way to get back on track.
Yes, it's good.
Well, when you move the ball, you open up the defense. Great job to make the unselfish play.
And the dunk by Isaac.
Well, he's a bit of an undersized center. However, his leaping ability can certainly mask that.
Here's Santos. 12 points for him. Tries it from 19. Off the left rim and out.
He'll probably hear about that shot selection when he gets back to the bench. Maybe not their best option there.
Here's Jang. Goes up and lays it in. Nice and easy. Jang's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, that's easy pickings for him. Unless the defense is all over him, he'll take that all day long.
Pass to Tavares. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. This is his first opportunity at the line this evening.
At the line for Brazil, Tavares. 2 shots.
That free throw no good. Brazil making a switch here. And he ends up missing both free throws. South Sudan leading by 8. Inside. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
First personal foul.
Well, that was clearly a foul.
South Sudan shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
2 shots.
Shooting 2.
The free throw dropped for Bull. Duarte, he's checked in for Brazil. And Bull drops them both. 36 seconds left in the second. Pass to Santos. Here's Barbosa. Now South Sudan moving it up. Here's Gabriel. And it's Barbosa with a rebound. It's Duarte on the wing. Bull covering. Here's Santos. Brazil again can't hit. And so it's South Sudan, ending the quarter up 10. Their play has earned them a nice lead, one they'll look to build on as the game continues. All right, stick around. We'll be right back after this. Thanks for being with us for this FIBA group play action with the third quarter just now underway. South Sudan leading by 10. Here's Gabriel. Pass to Gung from deep. It's rebounded by Brazil.
Well, that's a shot the defense felt like they could live with, and it worked out for them that time.
Here's Diaz. Here's Santos. Lets it fly from 18. Rebounded by Malawach.
He just couldn't finish the job that time, and too bad, because it was a nice look.
Brazil foul. Duarte. First personal foul. First team foul.
Here's Gabriel to the inside. Second chance shot. And the layup is up and in. Malawach is for South Sudan.
I mean, he's ignoring the scoreboard. He just keeps coming at him.
Well, you have to play like it's a tight game. You cannot let up in this league.
Santos good.
Well, clearly some sort of defensive breakdown there. He is not the kind of guy you give room to at the arc.
Gabriel passes to Boss. Just 5 to shoot. Outside Bull. Malawach for 3. It's rebounded by Brazil. Santos has got rebound number 7 tonight. Just over a minute and a half played in the third. Yep, count it. Duarte's got his first 2 points of the night. South Sudan leading by 7. Here's Gabriel. Pass to Bull. From down in the low post, it goes. Bull's got 10 points in the game.
Well, they expect this from him, and he's a big reason they're out in front right now.
And there's a 3-second violation.
It's so easy to get frustrated when you make mistakes, but you have to keep battling.
Yeah, it's definitely a momentum shifter, but it's time to refocus, make smart decisions, and start fighting their way back.
Here's Gung, right wing. Down low. Here's Malawach. And down it goes. Dunked it through off a beautiful setup.
Good heads-up basketball. Sees an opening and capitalizes.
Out left to the wing. Well, we're into the third quarter. Just over 2.5 minutes played. Here's Gung. Pass to Malawach. It's good. And he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play opportunity. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. Time called here. South Sudan decides to talk it over.
The line for one.
And the free throw, no good. Brazil trails by 13. Pass to Santos. Here's Duarte. Brazil moving that ball around. Oh, swiped away. To the wing, right side. Here's Gabriel. Fires, hitting the triple. Gabriel's got 5 now.
And they're refusing to take a break, even with a nice lead. They just continue to attack. You have to love it.
Yeah, to put together this kind of performance at both ends of the floor on the road, it's impressive.
And Brazil calls timeout here. Brazil trails by 16. Here's Santos, still without a bucket to end the run. It's hauled in by Gung. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Pass to Gabriel. Takes a 13-footer, and it's South Sudan with another.
And this is what you want to do when you've got a big lead. You must stay aggressive.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless, building this lead in every way possible.
Here's Santos. He's got 15. Brazil again can't hit.
The other team just looks more in sync and is riding the momentum.
Their body language does not look good right now. They're deflated and unable to stop this run.
Here's Gabriel. He's got 7. Shot clock at 6. No one covering. Gung's got his second basket of the night.
Credit them for making the right halftime adjustments.
Well, sometimes you just make shots, but they've certainly come out on a tear here in the third quarter.
Here's Santos, and he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. South Sudan leading by 21. And he's going for the oop here, and finished off by Bull.
They're really dictating the tempo on both ends of the court. You love it.
Absolutely. They're playing their game and executing at a real high level. Everything is working for them right now.
And Brazil calls timeout here. Bull's gotten 5 of his 7 shots to fall. Pass to Diaz. Here's Santos. To the inside. Santos, good. Santos has got 5 points now in the quarter.
And he gives up some size inside, but makes a great adjustment on the finish.
Yeah, you got to love that kind of effort. Getting in there and fighting through the defense.
Here's Gabriel. Outside Bull. Fires the 3. And again, it's South Sudan with a 3.
Here in the second half, they've just found better shots.
Yeah, they've looked really in sync after the break. Getting the shots they want and converting.
Pass to Santos. Pulls up, high post. Rebounded by Malawach. Malawach has got rebound number 15 here tonight. Here's Kung. Here's Gabriel. 7 points in the game. They set a pick. 6 to shoot. Now here's Bold. Fires from deep. That is now his 7th field goal in 10 attempts. Impressive.
Yeah, showing off that ability to stretch the floor. Seems like everyone is a threat at the arc these days.
To the wing on the left. Diaz passes to Barbosa. Shot blocked. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Malawach. And you got to be in awe of incredible defensive efforts like this.
Yeah, good offense comes from great defense. This lead is only getting stronger with plays like that.
Substitution on the court.
And stolen by Bull. Here's Kung. He has 6. Pass to Boss. And here's Bull. Count that one. He's 8 for 10 from the field now. And taking a quick gander here at the hustle stats for South Sudan.
Well, they've shown just outstanding effort defensively, and it's resulted in several forced turnovers.
Well, another major factor in the offensive performance was the fast break. Converting on those chances when they get them tonight.
Here's Kung. Out to the wing. Here's Gabriel. He gets it in there. Gabriel's got 9.
They're clearly taking advantage of this front court matchup, getting the better end of almost every play in the paint. And great job to establish position and square up.
Brazil making a switch here. Silva's checked in.
Substitution on the court. Substitution on the court.
Here's Reith. Ooh, good finish at the rack off the slick feed.
Like a matador. Olay! There was no defense. That has to be one of the easier shots I've seen tonight.
An unorganized defense like that is not going to help them close this deficit.
Pass to Tavares to win the cold spell. And the shot falls short that time.
I'm not sure how he's going to explain that shot later.
Yeah, you know, back in the day, you'd be taking a seat. Now, unfortunately, it seems like we see too many ill-advised shots.
They are unconscious from outside, and so far, the defense has had no answer.
Look, when the 3 is falling like this, there's not a whole lot you can do defensively.
Barbosa. It's hauled in by Isaac. Isaac's got 5 rebounds in the game. To the paint. Here's Reith. And the layup is good off the glass. He's got 7.
And he's been an ideal teammate tonight. He's really creating plenty of looks with his passing.
Yeah, when there's been an open man, he's found him, and you love to see a guy dishing it like this.
Here's Tavares. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Off the mark there with a 3. Here's Gabriel. Pass to Reith. A minute 31 left in the third quarter. Count that one.
Well, the screen is what gave him space to make his move.
We've got 1:23 left in the third quarter here. They're searching for a way to score.
Yeah, buckets have been very tough to come by.
Here's Tavares. Brazil again can't hit.
I mean, he's trying to shoot his way out of what's becoming a prolonged cold streak.
Yeah, I get it, but you don't want him forcing things. It's better to get your shots within the flow of the offense.
There's 57 seconds left in the third. Brazil moving that ball around, looking to win the run, and that's 2 points on the layup. Diaz has got 8. There's 45 seconds left in the third quarter. Pass to Musa. Here's Reith. Six on the shot clock. Here's Jang. He has 6. No good there, off the double clutch. Here's Barbosa. And it's blocked by Isaac. And as it goes out of bounds, Brazil able to keep possession. And it's time to take another look at that powerful block.
Yeah, just some terrific effort there. And you know the whole team will get an energy boost off a block like that one.
We've got 13 seconds left in the third quarter. Pass to Machado. Off target at the rim. And so it's South Sudan destroying the competition as they end the quarter with a colossal 40-point lead. Really mucking it up on defense. Active hands, multiple efforts, forcing turnovers. More NBA on 2K Sports right after this. Welcome back, folks, for our fourth and final quarter of FIBA group play coverage. Here's Melo. Pass to Silva. To the left wing. Here's Santos. Nails it from beyond the arc. Santos has got 20 points.
Hey, if you leave a great shooter open, you deserve to get burned.
Here's Reith to the middle. Here's Jang. And he lays it up and in.
Look, that's an opportunity you don't pass up.
Jang's gone 4 of 8 from the field. Here's Silva. George defending. Pass to Melo. There's the triple. South Sudan pulls it in. Jang's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Reith. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair.
Second personal foul, first team foul. At the line for 2, Reith.
First one falls. So he gets them both. So it's Brazil now. Here's Melo. Pass to Silva. Here's Santos. Played it in with a nice touch off the window. Santos has got 5 points now in the quarter. They are blowing this one open.
Maybe the only question is how big will this lead grow?
Jang gets the bucket.
It's those kind of passes that bring up the entire team's confidence.
Pass to Silva. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up.
First team foul. At the line for Brazil, Silva taking 2 shots.
First one falls for him. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Fourth quarter now. We're about a minute and a half in. Here's Musa. Pass to Reith. Inside. Here's Jang. And that bucket makes him 6 for 10 in the contest.
Well, he sends it inside where they can get a high percentage look. That's just great basketball.
Moving along, 2 minutes gone in the fourth. Here's Tavares. Brazil again can't hit. Fantastic ball movement for them tonight.
If things are definitely working offensively, a balanced attack is just so much harder to defend.
Reith's gone 4 of 5 shooting from the field. Here's Melo. A touch under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. That one doesn't drop. Pass to Musa. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed pass.
As a defender, you have to get more physical with him in the post.
Yeah, once he gets the ball in that spot, Help has to be very quick to rotate over.
Here's Tavares. And the shot goes in. Third minute of action now gone here in the fourth. Here's Reith. Sinks it from distance.
And he's not taking it easy on them at all. I mean, we all know he's going to keep pouring it on.
And defensively, that kind of effort is just not going to cut it.
Here's Tavares. Here's Machado. The three ball. The shot by Melo, no good. South Sudan with the ball. They're on a 15-6 run. Pass to Musa. Here's Reith. George outside. Out of bounds. Brazil will have it.
Well, it shows you how crucial communication is. They clearly weren't on the same page there.
Duarte, he's checked in for Brazil. A little over 3.5 minutes in the books now in this fourth quarter. Lets it go from deep. That shot off the mark. Down low. Here's Jang. And a strong finish with two hands.
Yeah, that's like a quarterback leading his receiver. Put it right on him.
So it's Brazil now. Here's Silva. Pass to Santos. Over to the wing. The three. Brazil again can't hit. And here's George. He'll bring it up for South Sudan. Here's Jang. Over to the left wing. Jacks up a three. And it's Reith missing. Here's Santos. Lays it up and banks it in. Santos has got 24 points. They've got a commanding lead.
It just seems like everything is going their way.
Pass to George. Nice ball movement by South Sudan. To the paint. And it's Reith missing. It's Duarte on the wing. From the arc. South Sudan pulls it in. Here's Jang. To the left side wing. Musa. Nails it from three. Musa's got 5 points now this quarter.
Well, it's a three-point shooting league. Guys like him are so important for spacing.
And a timeout has been requested by Brazil. To the right side. Here's Silva. Nice fake there to create the shot, but it's no good. And so here is South Sudan. Driving in. Musa, no good. Offensively, it's been a struggle for him.
Yeah, they need to string together some shots to have any kind of chance.
It's Duarte on the wing. Can't hit from in close. Duarte's gotten just one of his 4 attempts from the floor tonight. Pass to Reith. Out to the right wing. Here's Jang. Fires for three. It's rebounded by Brazil. Santos has got 9 rebounds now. Here's Duarte. Out left to the wing. Here's Tavares. Isaac covering. And here's George to the middle. Here's Jang. And it's flushed down. A nice jam.
Talk about taking advantage of the opportunity.
How about the anticipation right there that led to the steal? Then he goes straight to the bucket.
Turning great defense into great offense. That's the kind of stop you're looking for.
And Brazil calls timeout here. Time now to present our player of the game, Kamen Maloish.
He's been unguardable in this one, getting whatever he wants out there. He's just simply putting the offense on his back and delivering.
I'll tell you what, for him, it doesn't get much better than this. putting on an absolute clinic while the home fans went wild. So it's Brazil now. Pass to Diaz. Over George. Here's Barbosa. He can't get it to go. Oh, great D that time from Isaac. Here's Musa. Here's Reith. Again the miss by South Sudan. Here's Santos. George defending. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
Second personal foul. Second team foul. At the line for Brazil, Gui Santos. At the line for one. Substitution on the court.
And that one misses. George with it. Pass to Reith. Here's Dang. George outside. Out to the right wing. 5 to shoot. Here's Jang. Santos pulls it in. So it's Brazil now. Here's Duarte. And it's Reith with the rebound. Reith's got 4 rebounds now. Jang passes to George.
2 minutes.
Back to Jang. There's 1:54 left to play in the fourth quarter. George sets a screen. Let's go with a 3. Sinks the tray. George has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Well, that's a shot you don't mind him taking. Gets a good look and trusts his shot to knock down the 3.
Here's Duarte. Pass to Santos. Over to the wing. The 3 is up. Diaz can't get it to go. South Sudan with the ball. George outside. Here's Dang. Here's Reith. Fourth 3. Doesn't go. That's his 5th miss out of 10 tries. There's 57 seconds left in the final quarter. Santos can't get it to go. South Sudan with the ball. George passes to Isaac. And the dunk by Isaac.
That's why you keep your head up. If the assist is there, you can pounce.
Over to the left wing. Here's Santos. Gets the 3 ball to go.
The defense really fell apart there. You can't afford to leave them all alone at the arc.
Pass to Reith. Back to Jang. And we've got 28 seconds left to play in the fourth. Here's Dang. Perfect pass to set up the lay-in.
That's an inspired ball club. They fought hard, and during the most important moments, they made big plays.
Yeah, they saved their best basketball for this home stretch, and they certainly earned this win.
To the inside, Barbosa. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. 12 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Jang. So we see South Sudan taking the W here.
What an outstanding start for them in group play. 1 win away from being first on the table.
Yeah, with just 2 group stage contests, every game is a must-win.
And I think they did a great job playing with energy, setting the tone for the rest of this FIBA tournament. They made a statement. They'll be a team to deal with.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. Along with Stan Van Gundy and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson, thanking you for being with us here tonight. And as we leave you, here's a look at our player of the game, Willkommen, Maloish.